SoundMeFreely.
Hatter, I must stop this infernal train and the evil force that drives it. You've used me and abused me, but you will not destroy me. You corrupted my memories, but you failed to make me forget. Don't speak of her. You didn't know her. My Lizzie, what is this train's destination? You raped my sister, murdered her, and killed my family to cover your crime. You will pay. It will save me. I'll see you charged. In prison, some half-wit bruiser will make you his sweetheart, and then you'll hang. You monstrous creature. Such evil will be punished. Disquieting tune. Affecting but not easy to recall. I'll memorize it for later use. I know their pain. I would assist, but is sanity required for the job? I believe I know that way, and I'd rather not travel further along it. Gives a new meaning to losing one's head. Well, Cat got a new one himself not long ago. You can't have chosen this foul work. Abandon it. But you are imposed on. Another sets your table, tells you what is real, what is right. I'm here to help you break free. You don't have to do this. Be just. Be fair. Reclaim yourself. Looks like an abattoir, a production line for degradation and destruction. No melody should soothe this outrage. She's not dead yet, nor completely mad. Your calm savagery disgusts me. I won't go gently. I believe this line is out of service, permanently. Am I not the most wretched and selfish of fortune's fools? Oblivious, I live in a training ground for prostitutes. My mentor is an abuser and purveyor. I've been complicit with my sister's murderer and the killer of my family as he corrupted my mind. I sought relief from my pain and you turned me away from the truth. Abandon the memory of my family. You misbegotten abomination. Murderer, you blood-sucking parasite. The damage you've done to children. The abuse. My family. My mind. The infernal train. I'll stop that train. If it's the last thing I do. Survival satisfies only if continued existence has an objective. Revenge focuses the mind. Serving up just desserts is no abstraction. Wonderland could surely do without marmoreal versions of disagreeable characters. I would have thought the originals were sufficiently stony. I'm an idiot. Don Quixote had a better chance with his windmills, and without risk of decapitation. As I'm insect-size, I hope he'll pay no more attention to me than a bug on the wall. Typical. A once magnificent herbaceous border becomes a withering hellhole. Creature's enormous. Diseased villain. Unnatural brute. What chance have I? I'm no giant killer. Like the Grim Reaper come to life. Where's my monster slayer? I'm grateful for a moment's respite. Creature's energy's like a steam engine. I was a second away from expiring. Thank heavens. Or something. Or someone. These would-be castles are full of attitude and not much else. Their inflated views of themselves require them to exaggerate the complexity of their positions and to belittle those who expose their lie. The Red Kingdom's in ruins, but you're no better off. I'm here to petition her. I must get inside. Those who say so usually mean they should be made by others. It had to be done, Cat. You said so yourself. You and this Red Queen cannot both survive. She is a cancer in your body. Excise her or perish. She didn't treat you too well last time, lost your head as I recall. So much for a stealthy approach. The ideal beverage, functional with a tolerable taste. I was expecting someone else. It's nearly a complete stranger. I won't miss your tentacles. Can you give me more than a warning? Caterpillar said you might help. If you don't, we're all doomed. The destruction of Wonderland is the destruction of me. I've set it in motion. I can derail it. This is good for me. I'm not insane. I didn't kill my family. I am fine. I'm not mad. I'm innocent. I mean, not guilty. What's happening? What are you doing? This mountain is falling apart. What's happening? Is the devastation not punishment enough? Cruelty knows no rules.
Ah, I see how it goes. Makes perfect sense, really. At least now it does. The gate is opened. Now it appears that I can continue my ascent to the peak. Take what you give. You deserve this much and more. You're no match for my determination. My weapons are for use. You've just been served.
Unnatural confinement often means captivity, and captivity always means suffering.
Perhaps if I rang that gong, he'll wake up. An abbreviated but accurate portrait of how the merely disgusting becomes the positively revolting.
Had it been shelled for a week with a 12-inch cannon, the destruction could not be worse. Without these organic platforms, I'd never get up the tree. I'm no lumberjack.
You're free, my friends.
At this moment, I'm thankful I never examined the underside of that rotten log in the garden. Mere twigs and stones will break my bones. My stature will make me harder to hit, cruel warriors. I'm higher than I'd like to be, but I really have no choice. I'm grateful these ants don't share my vertigo. Oh, earth tremors. Beware of falling rocks. Or is it fallen? Have I not done well? Do you have reason to complain? I look back and see your enemies shattered and in flight, a tragedy averted.
I feel their pain. We cannot absolve ourselves from sadness, grief, or guilt. But who is truly innocent? I didn't kill my family. Why does my loneliness feel like a crime? Fire obliterates the senses and the past. Its awful, destructive force is so swift and permanent. While I try to escape immolation, some diseased intelligence arms those savage wasps. Never heard of a fair fight?
Letters mightier than the sword? I don't think so. Obvious non-combatants are simply a category of victim to these killers. Unarmed, easy targets. Disgusting. I'm no Edward Whymper, but you might have suggested better shoes. And bells, are they sacred or profane? I've sworn off both.
That was a nice bit of work. It's nonsense that women aren't mechanically inclined. This shelf seems disarrayed. Perhaps if I arrange it properly, I can make my way out of here. A unique challenge, but no match for my motivation. I am, as they say, on a roll.
They are skillful but soulless. They die willingly. Why? Such sacrifice should have a higher purpose.
What was that poor creature's crime? What could deserve such a fate? What deranged and savage sensibility could inflict such pain?
I can't keep that tune in mind. Usually you can't get rid of one. I believe I remember the tune. The tune's embedded in my memory, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat. That tune's embedded in my memory, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat. Now that is convenient. Actual assistance! I was beginning to think you and your smoke offered only cryptic counsel. Monstrous, malignant and malicious. A terrible concoction of evil dreams. I'm devastated. Look what's become of my beautiful valley. Brilliant. I hope you've more than platitudes. I've tried to adjust. I'm trying to recover.
This loathsome device spews an abhorrent and ruinous mess. Why?
Pitiful railway. Is its condition the price of my ambivalence? I should have loved you more. I'm sure I'd disagree if I knew what you meant. That's obvious and not terribly useful. Had we but world enough and time for such clichés.
Good heavens! This infernal train spawns all manner of enemies. Each defines a unique version of evil.
Perhaps that pimp's punch did more than stun me, or has my madness returned? I'd follow you anywhere, I've proved that. Can one person make a difference in the vast and soul-crushing city? In the vast and soul-crushing city, how can one person change things? A single step off London Bridge could end my journey. So I will join my family. This is just... Oh, what? Oh, the blood in my mouth tastes like bile. Where's the brute that hit me, Nanny? Oh, what did he want? Nanny, my mind's in pieces. I still have terrible visions and I need to know. You visited my room at Rutledge. What were you... Nurse Whitler said you'd fallen on hard times. Except for the pimps. She also said you might have my rabbit. Please, Nanny, talk about... All right, but Mr. Radcliffe's useless. Alice Liddell, Mr. Radcliffe. You do have my rabbit. Let's pretend that I'm a hyena and you're a bone. Give me the report. Did I rip his head off? I wanted to. What's left of my brain will explode. Is it mad to pray for better hallucinations? Perhaps I'm fated to expire right here. Wake that? What about its tongue? And the prospect of warts? Ooh. Anyway, how do you know? I've come all this way to find a simulacrum. That's not right. I know what's real. This bloody ruin. It's corrupting all of Wonderland. You're not that good a liar, and I'm not that stupid. But something a bit less calamitous would have been welcome. The train is perfectly capable of terrifying me, Cat. You should find another job. Is there really so little hope? Some homely items survive the ruin. Fortunately, they aren't as harmless as they appear. The Hatter crafted a cleaner to serve his obsession with tainted tea things. It should be proof against another brand of pollution. This cannon will cut through the ooze and help me attack from distance. Perfect, as I'd rather keep well away from that destructive mess. Adults assault children with that adage. Usually while they've got a pipe stuck in their mouths. I suppose I must go to the mountain top, as it won't come to me. A dubious honour, I suspect. I'll try to protect you. You've become like family to me. If familiarity breeds contempt, what does knowledge breed? I believe I've got the proper tool. Really? Persuade me. My memories are shattered. This wicked train has ruined nearly all I can recall. And Wonderland will perish completely as I lose my mind. So much has changed. I can't help Wonderland if I can't help myself. Where should I go then? What should I do? Do angels have this much trouble? Wait! Come back here! I'm a saviour, of a sort. How can a soul be so ignorant? I'm an answered prayer. Always a cryptic phrase. I'm looking for the mock turtle. Have you seen him? Would it kill you to speak the simple truth? A hobby-horsical weapon? Seems farcical, is it? I once tried to strike Nanny with my hobby-horse. Missed her, but hit the wall. Plaster dust everywhere. Papa was peeved. With appropriate force applied, his head could cause a little earthquake. What? There's no hope then? Ow! My body aches all over. We submerged too quickly. Admirals go down with their ships. In any case, I never knew you for a sailor. If memory serves, you were station master of the Looking-Glass line. Hearing something useful about this new train would make for a change. I'm sorry, Admiral, really. Please, tell me what you know about the train. But I don't want to escape. I want to stop it. I must stop it to save myself. And Wonderland too. We weren't. Remarkable. Fish, handsomely dressed for a West End gala. And it doesn't reek of Billingsgate. Can you imagine? Really? I didn't even know. I don't have much experience. But I do need to reconstruct my... There's a train that's corrupting Wonderland, and I'm looking for help to restrain or destroy it. It hardly seems you're ready for the show. Why can't you assemble these things yourself? Is the writer cantankerous? Place smells like a ripe distillery with a whiff of halitosis and urine. More empties than a Dublin brewery. The carpenter sent me. That's as maybe, but he sent me for this script. I need... What's your play about, anyway? I'm not terribly musical, but you seem out of tune. I can see that. Why not do something about it? Everyone here has an excuse for doing nothing. Reminds me of the asylum. It's surely not lost. Perhaps mislaid. I suppose I'll have to help you carry the tune. Better be light. I doubt it. Back away, please. I'm charged with bringing these oysters to their show. Protect? They're just actors needed for the show. The carpenter insists I bring them. That's his price for offering me information about the train. I've gathered the show's requisites. Now where's the carpenter? Things aren't what they seem. Or they are, which may be worse. My gosh, you're not an impresario, you're a killer! The mastermind of a criminal enterprise! And I've done your bidding. Shame on you, carpenter. You made a promise. I'm afraid it's too late for that. Do they want to be at peace? Rather bizarre show. Is that the only way out of here? I seem to have lost my way. Fights, I think you mean. Battles. Can you tell me how? Why do you suffer?
The Queen's tyranny is just a memory. She has no power over you, does she? A handsome offer, but I've got an appointment with another man. The white cat reminds me of my Snowdrop. Nanny knew her. Hard labour evidently exhausts more than muscles. I hope Nanny's still working at the Mangled Mermaid. Eskimos are civil in the ice and cold. It's deprived these blokes of their manners. Their discovery might be difficult. What is that? I've apparently lost more than my way. My mind's gone missing. Strong drink meets small brains. Predictable results. Nuisance. I'll have to find another way to Nanny. Glocky twits. So say all crooks.
Oh, foul water. Foul hatter. What do you think you're doing? It's not natural to me. Get away.
You should know that doctor says I've a terrible disease.
Go away. She's done no harm.
What a noxious collection of crapulous screevers, satyrs and hypocrites. An unwholesome slice of humanity, but still human. Those two seem to barely comprehend their situation. Not terribly surprising as they're blithering idiots. This feels like an earthquake. What's happening? Such mutations should not flourish. Change is not necessarily good.
Now I shall walk alone. A vorpal sword for aid.
Ornamented exquisitely, with notches on the blade. Hatter always hated mechanical malfunctions. This disaster is either his doing or his epitaph. A stiff crinoline seems as effective as a parachute. Perhaps the military should be informed. Is this bizarre world my fate? No relief? No satisfaction? Not my wonderland, is it? Is this bizarre world my fate? No relief? No satisfaction? Not my wonderland, is it? Missed the train. Oh, Hatter, what have you done? He's destroyed the entire railway system. Always darkest just before the dawn, they say. I imagine just before death is in running for that honour. Memories like false friends are easily acquired. Mine seem easily lost. I'll collect every memory and never count the cost. If my memories tell a story, do I already know the ending? What could go wrong? I once jumped a pig trough in a single bound. Say what you mean, please. Lost at sea. Ridiculous. He swam if pressed, but he was a railroad man. A good one. Now, if he drowned in his own tears, then no. These grotesqueries are more despicable than the former fiends. Ugly, gross, and evil in a single monstrosity. Ah, perfect. Sufficient seasoning makes all the difference. Sizable snout seized by sneezing, stunned by seasoning. Alas, poor snout. Sizable snout seized by sneezing, stunned by seasoning. Alas, poor schnaz. The malevolent pests are flying bits of hazardous hardware. Perhaps I've eaten too many mushrooms. Poor unloved little station. I'd go by rail, but this train never reaches its destination. Very upsetting journey. But I'm rid of Pris, or whatever she's become. At least the place I've landed is somewhat familiar. Blasted cat. Don't try to bully me. I'm very much on edge. You're no help at all. I'll frighten myself when necessary, thanks very much. I was hoping to escape from all that. What threatens us? I'm unarmed. I've not come back here looking for a fight. Why would I do that? You want to eat me. Why not season your own pig parts? My God, I'm shrinking in this potion. Shall I disappear? Ah, I get it, quite. Forests for the trees. Just the other way round. Short-sighted is more than a matter of perspective. Fear of heights is not my phobia. I took you for a toadstool. Not the first time I've made that mistake, nor the last. Gravity's boring, but one might as well blame the night for darkness. Adjust. Light a lamp. I've been down this road before. Good things in small packages? Hope this slimy shoot doesn't ruin my bloomers. I've just the one pair. The Hatter's domain, almost as I remember it. Dr. Bumby says change is constructive, that different is good. But does he know more about the difference between bad and good? I've managed without you so far, Cat. Return to whatever hovels home to you. I'll call if I need you. So typical. I've made more graceful entrances. I suppose I must be grateful nothing's broken. Hatter, I recall leaving you in a decrepit condition, but not in pieces. What's happened here? You've lost your hat and some parts are missing. When did you ever know your place, or how to keep it? Now what's going on? Papa was exceedingly fond of trains. I don't like them much. Ah, quite, Hatter. I get the idea. A bad train. Tragic. If I do help, will you help me in return? I suppose I must retrieve his legs now. I've finished my work and you're complete, Hatter. Now, what about this damnable train? Answer me, Hatter. I'm suffering. And changes here are a cause, or they're a reflection, or the effect. What's going on? What are the new rules? Idiot. I should have left you in bits. Come, the least you can do is help me discover what's going on. We found the source of the shaking, but are those two quaking? What are they up to? Did they actually create that infernal train to destroy Wonderland? Not so I noticed, jackass. I deserve my bitter tears. Want some? They died in a fire. I didn't. Always liked Lord Franklin. Carry on. Hello, Puss. Puss, 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 puss. Don't be afraid. Seems following furry creatures into dark holes has become a habit. I hope it's not a vice. Now, where has that cat gone? Mr. Payne had no idea how humble a home could be. If not for my drawings and the photographs, this could pass for my room at the asylum. Mr. Payne had no idea how humble a home could be. If not for my drawings and the photographs, it might be my room at Rutledge. Another day, a different dream, perhaps. Whatever was that? I need to give myself a good talking to, or a rap on the head. Not that way, I think. Perhaps I'll just nip in there. Nevermore. Wish I were a raven. If you can't be strong, at least be smart. Purity of heart is to will one thing. Wish I were home. My mind's a mess. Some boys are actually naughty. Most just want to be. Thuggies have nothing on East End nobblers and mobsmen. Monday's wash day. Wear bloomers. Worse than your room? I'm past a cure. Terminal condition. Can't find the door. Bloody dodo. Corruption. Pollution. My head's exploded and there's a steam hammer in my chest. My memories make me vomit. What can I want to forget. Who would choose to be alone, imprisoned by their broken memories? So you've said, many times, and... Very well, Doctor. Nurse Witless. What luck. Twice in as many months. Not really. I don't think so. Our last visit cost me several pounds and got me nowhere. Nurse Witless, do you mean to harm me? To send me back to the asylum? Did I? What's happening to me? I've got to get away. You oozing sore of depravity! Children wearing their names around their necks as if they're breeding livestock. You brute! They can't remember who they are or where they're from. How many minds have you twisted into forgetfulness?